morning and welcome to The Informer. Tonight on the show we talk to the Stereophonics about their brand new album. Mel B talks to us about her new solo career, and also Regurgitator chat to us from London.
Also this week I chat to Aussie supermodel Christy Hinds. I look at the pop stars phenomenon and check out the cheesiest thing on the TV last week.
In international music news this week, after years of speculation, REM singer Michael Stipe has officially come out of the closet. Stipe told Time magazine in an interview this week that he's been in a relationship with an amazing man for 3 years. Not that the timing of the announcement has anything to do with the fact that REM have just released a new album, or the fact that the new album is titled, funnily enough, Reveal. Tricky's next album is out later this year and will feature a whole heap of special guests. The album's called Blowback and will have helping hands from Alanis Morissette, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Live's Ed Kowalczyk, and even Cyndi Lauper. These guys join a long line of great acts who have collaborated with Tricky, including Garbage, Bush and Björk. According to a story in recent UK press, the Backstreet Boys are apparently getting ready to call it a day. Reports in the News of the World reckon that AJ, Nick, Howie, Brian and that other guy will split at the end of their current tour, which finishes in August. No word yet from their official website.
As usual this week at Channel V, we got some good video clips and we got some bad ones. Here's a look at some of the most memorable.
Mandy Moore's all grown up now. Well, she's 17. So instead of neighbourhood boys and product placement for Volkswagens for her new single In My Pocket, she's in an exotic nightclub in a see-through top. It's sort of a cross between The King and I and Cirque du Soleil. And Mandy really shouldn't be wearing chiffon with all those fire throwers about. She could go up in a second. Faithless are back with new clip We Come One from their new album Out Respective, and we'll be also seeing them touring Australia soon. Interesting police-community relations on show. Upset cops should focus on the music, get down and have a boogie. Please don't write complaint letters to our music director. She's still having to defend the artistic merits of Madonna's What It Feels Like for a Girl. At the drive-in have a new clip, Invalid Litter Department, which is filmed in the exact same location as many of the sequences used in the movie Traffic. It's from the album Relationship of Command, and this controversial clip comes to us after the director removed his name from it because the band would only stand motionless whenever he rolled camera. Such serious young boys. Still, what else could they have done in this joyless video? Dig some graves? The Bass Has Got Me from Love Tattoo is the Channel V clip of the week. It's from legendary Australian DJ Stephen Olkins, who's been contributing wicked beats for over 20 years now, including 9 record-breaking sets at the infamous Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras dance party. The clip's animation is based on Olkins' very own tattoo. A great clip from a great DJ. Costa is an American girl who's married to an Aussie and tried to launch a singing career down under a few years back with Mushroom. It never really took off, so she skipped back to the US of A and's come back with this song, Like a Feather. Nika models for us the fabric of the week, chiffon. Nika's slightly more daring than Mandy Moore in her use of the material, and it's a brilliant marketing strategy to keep you watching throughout the whole clip. Will it fly up and reveal some nipple? Let's see.
Still to come on The Informer, the Stereophonics talk to us about the media. We catch the latest in supervision, but right now it's time for Mandy Moore, who's in my pocket.
Nescafe Big Break gave us $20,000 to start our own surf tour company and make a living doing what we enjoy most.
It's not just for surfers like Ben. There are no categories, so you can be into music, computers, farming, sport or whatever. This year there's another $180,000 up for grabs and 18 separate cash awards across Australia and New Zealand. You do have to be between 16 and 21, but you can enter as a group. Entering is easy, so call the number or go to the website where you can enter online.
Do you know what? In the first year of the Spice Girls, yeah, we all had to get a tough skin and we were all hurt by kiss and tell stories and we did, you know, kind of get a little bit paranoid. Whereas 4 years on from that, you kind of learn to not really bother with it. I mean, it only bothers all of us when they start like interfering with mum and dad and sister and stuff like that. But in general, they can say what they want about me because I know I'm a good person and I know, you know, what I sing and what I do, I'm proud of it.
Mel B there talking about media attention, and we'll have more from Mel B later on in the show, and also her brand new single. Speaking of media attention, in music history this week, Dire Straits went multi-platinum in 1985 when their Brothers in Arms album debuted at #1 in the UK. It was the 5th studio album by Dire Straits, which now included the only 2 original members, Mark Knopfler and bass player John Isley. The album produced the hits So Far Away, Money for Nothing, Walk of Life, Brothers in Arms, and Your Latest Trick, as well as the much-played track Why Worry. It would be more than 6 years later that their next album of original material, On Every Street, was released. Happy birthday this week to Lenny Kravitz, Cher, and the master himself, Bob Dylan. Well, Belinda Carlisle once sang Baby Leave the Light On For Me, and with news this week that she'll pose nude for Playboy, we might just do that. Carlisle will appear in the August edition of the magazine, and by crazy coincidence, her old band The Go-Go's are back together and have just released their first album in 17 years, titled God Bless the Go-Go's. Nothing like a bit of nudity to promote a CD. Someone who has sworn she'll never nude up is Britney Spears, who has taken another step forward in her quest for world domination with plans to release her own video game. Not content selling millions of albums, releasing a novel, starring in a feature film and flogging cola products, the Naval will star in an action-adventure game for the Sony PlayStation. Aerosmith and Michael Jackson are a couple of musos who've already had a shot at video games, and it always seems to end in tears. Someone else who is multitasking in the industry is Limp Bizkit's Fred Durst. On top of playing with his band and doing work for Interscope Records, Durst will also make his directorial debut by directing the feature film Life Without Joe in September. All looks promising at this stage, but then again, Durst did direct the video for their recent single, My Way. Well, I thought it was a little out of the ordinary when Axl Rose reformed Guns N' Roses after 6 years out of action, but with news that they've now cancelled their upcoming European tour due to an illness to Buckethead, the guitarist who wears a KFC bucket on his head, it's all getting just a little bit weird.
Hey, it's Super, and stop me if you've heard this before. A redhead singer leaves her 5-piece girl group to go out on her own. Is it the Spice Girls? No, it's Bardot, as we look at how the pop star's bubble has finally burst.
You're about to start on an unforgettable journey.
Originally a New Zealand idea, although whatever did happen to True Bliss, Popstars the TV series hit new heights in Australia when it became the #1 show in the land. The concept was then sold to the UK and the USA. The English version has by far been the most successful, with Hearsay making UK chart history with their debut single, Pure and Simple. New Zealand viewers are currently watching the UK Popstars TV series. Interested Australian viewers can buy the video over the internet from any good UK record store, as Seven have no plans to show the series here, although God help us, they do want a third Aussie version. In America, Popstars has had less of an impact, with much lower TV ratings and critics complaining that the chosen girls are too whiny, self-obsessed and interchangeable. It's also been seen as a poor rip-off of another reality series, Making the Band, about an all-boy group. For more info on US pop stars Eden's Crush or Hearsay, check out our hot links to their official websites via channelv.com.au. Australia's been the first country brave enough to launch a second series, and so far Scandalous has been a big success. Their first single made Australian chart history, breaking a record previously set last year by Bardot, and preparations are underway for their first national tour under a big top. We know they can all sing, but those frenetic dance moves have probably resulted in all this miming. Less dancing and more live singing is essential for this group to survive. Although, what sort of example are they being set to stay together now that sister group Bardot has had its first defection? Katie Underwood has departed to pursue personal career opportunities, at this point rumoured to be a part in a new production of 60s rock musical Hair. which means we might be seeing her stark naked every night on stage. Is that really necessary? Warner Music says the 4 remaining members, Tiffany, Belinda, Sally and standout Sophie, will be releasing their brand new single ASAP in early June. Bardo had already broken into the lucrative Asian market and had just returned from the UK where their TV series was being screened for those pop star hungry Brits. So what happens next? If Katie's departure mirrors Jerry Halliwell's departure from the Spice Girls, can we expect the remaining members of Bardo to become best known for extreme body shape changes? I mean, let's face it, the Spice Girls are just tabloid fodder these days with old nudie shots, breast implants in and then supposedly coming out again, yeah right, extreme weight loss, extreme weight gain, I can hardly keep up. As for their music, well, they hardly set the world on fire with their last album, Forever, a misguided attempt to go for an older audience. What was wrong with good old girl power and the audience they already had? Pop stars the world over always end up facing the same dilemma. If you pitch your product at 7-year-old girls, sooner or later someone in the group wants to perform for a more mature fan base. As the manufactured pop groups begin to unravel in front of our very eyes, smart TV producers would give up on another series of making the band and think about a new one, breaking the band. And if Katie really wants to emulate a member of the Spice Girls, I'd recommend following the career path of Emma Bunton. No scandal, no change in body shape and a promising solo career. This baby's turned out to be the most mature one in the family.
Welsh rockers the Stereophonics have just released their brand new album. It's called Just Enough Education to Perform, and we caught up with them in Thailand where they talked to us about their new album and their new single called Mr. Writer.
The song Mr. Writer is it's not necessarily about any one particular journalist or incident that's happened to us. It's just a comment about another character that we kind of are surrounded by, same as a taxi driver or a guy in a pub or wherever. So it's just another environment that we live in, and it's slightly got blown out of proportion. Even though some of the music journalists in Britain kind of want the job more for the celebrity status thing rather than the actual level of music. So it's only, I thought it was quite sarcastic, funny. The concept of the first video, we didn't want to really do a big film idea because we'd done on all the other videos, even though it ended up becoming a 3-day video shoot, which was kind of based on 3 films. And we wanted a video that was very kind of technicolor, very bright, very vibrant looking, and very surreal kind of looking, and almost, I suppose, quite claustrophobic. So the clown idea, it was inspired by Robert Altman film called Shortcuts. And the snow globe thing I seen on a preview of a film, I don't know what film it was, but I thought it was a really good place for a performance for a band to be placed because I'd never seen one before. So that's basically where the idea came from. It's got really no reference to what the song is about, but it visually, I think, is quite interesting to look at. Yeah, we did the European leg of that Aerosmith tour. Ended up going out for a pint with the Black Crowes and ended up nicking a lot of the covers bands who were playing in those particular pubs. Equipment.
Yes, we did.
Playing very badly.
Yeah, and then they got on and played very brilliantly.
Well. And we just had a bit of a bonding night. Really had a few pints and all that, and they kind of.
It comes to something when a guitar player plays slide with a cigarette lighter. Yeah, and the drummer throws up. Well, yeah, Steve spewed that night, didn't he? He did die. Too much Guinness, Jesus, you wouldn't believe it. He's a good drinker, actually, Steve. He's a tall lad and that, like. Yeah, he's a big boy, but that night he had a bit of wake up, I think. Bands usually make records in their own time. They don't usually worry about, like what the market is like. There's, like regarding rock or pop or anything. They just release it when they're ready to release it. So it's not as if we're just fitting into a rock category because rock bands are coming back, and I think bands just release albums. It's not as if we got long hair or anything, is it? No, exactly.
There's a lot of rock bands going on.
Rock and roll will never die, no.
No. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, my man.
Rock and roll.
Will never die.
Soon to come, the top 5, Aussie supermodel Christy Hins, but now it's Nika Costa, Like a Feather.
Monday night on Channel V, Christina Aguilera talks about that Moulin Rouge film clip and more.
The show jewelry and the lingerie kind of thing. It was so much fun.
Followed by Club V's UK garage lineup, including Goldie, Ronnie Size and Artful Dodger. Then meet Cradle of Filth.
Sometimes we're nice, sometimes we're nasty.
Monday nights, it's all you need to know, and it's all on Channel V.
Destiny's Child, I have to say, right up there. Right up there. Even though they're kind of swapping around their members and things like that, it does my head in a bit. But their music is, and their vibe's good.
That was Mel B rabbiting on about her favourite girl groups. Now on The Informer, we look at a recent trend that has only ever ended in tragedy. Up now, the top 5 models who tried to sing.
At number 5, it's buxom Samantha Fox, who started off as a page 3 model for the British tabloid paper The Sun. Seeing as that's always been a strong base to start your music career from, Fox went on to record several cheesy pop singles and proved that by wearing a skimpy outfit and calling your single Touch Me, anyone can have a #1 single. At 4, it's French vixen Vanessa Paredes, who thought she'd mix modelling and singing together by pouting through a couple of cutesy pop tunes, including the almost hit Be My Baby in the early 90s. Things have been a little slow on the singing front since, but being a pin-up girl for Chanel and shacking up with guys like Lenny Kravitz and Johnny Depp certainly can't hurt your career. No list would be right without a local entrance, so at number 3, it's our very own 80s one-hit wonder, Colette. Now, Colette starred in several big-budget Kmart catalogues before letting her vocal talents loose on the world with her single Ring My Bell. She proved you can wear bike pants and still be a credible musician before fading into obscurity, where she now successfully does, well, other stuff. Can being a Playboy playmate increase your record sales? Victoria Silverstead proves that the answer is, well, kind of. Silverstead released her first single, Rock Steady Love, last year and managed to keep her clothes on for the entire clip, even though she's playing tennis without a bra. Hasn't the woman seen what that's done to Venus Williams? Anyway, normally the more records you sell, the better looking you get, but Victoria manages to prove that the reverse is also true. But we don't care what they say, we love you anyway. Let's meet another local model with musical aspirations when Super talks to Christy Hins.
Hey, it's Super here with supermodel Christy Hins. And Christy, I know you're in Boys and Girls with Freddie Prinze Jr., but I hear you're actually doing another Hollywood film soon.
Yeah, well, I actually just finished. We just wrapped a couple of weeks ago in LA.
And what's the name of the film?
That's called Without Charlie.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the director of Detroit Rock City, the famous Kiss movie?
Yes, yeah, he's Adam Rifkin. A lot of fun to work with, great guy.
Yeah.
He also did Small Soldiers, the one, you know,
yeah,
the little soldier man.
Tell us, you sit around doing fashion shoots, waiting, and then you sit around on a Hollywood set, waiting. What takes longer, a fashion shoot or a Hollywood movie?
The movies, they definitely take the longest. I was sitting there for, you know, you'll be on set at 10 o'clock in the morning and then you won't actually do your scene until 10 o'clock some nights, you know. It's incredible. There's a lot of waiting, but it's also a lot of fun. We had a lot of big stars come onto set while I was doing this film. I met and talked to James Caan and Mick Jagger and all these people. It was great.
Now, today we've been talking to all the judges about what it takes to be a brand new model. What do you think, you know, if there's a young girl at home watching Channel V and she thinks, gee, I'd like to be a model, what is it you think that they really need, they could practice at home to make them a good model?
Well, being a model is more, it's, you know, your looks are obviously something that everyone focuses on, but to be confident, to be, you know, very relaxed with people, to sort of have your presence, I guess you'd say, that shines through yourself and people can see that.
Christy Hins was a perfect example of a girl from the country that had never, she didn't even know what Vogue magazine was when she got her first job. So she had to run down to the corner store to buy Vogue magazine. So don't worry about looking at all the magazines, just ring Vivian's and come in. and get the snapshots first, but no professional photographs and no model courses.
Thank you for watching Channel V. I hear you're a closet Channel V watcher.
Yes, I am, absolutely. Channel V rocks.
Hey! Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Ex-CDB member Gary Pinto dropped into By Demand this week. He had a chat to us about his new solo career and he performed his brand new single. There are some huge competitions on the Channel V website at the moment, one of which is our Ibiza Are You Up For It competition, where we want to give you the chance to go absolutely nuts in Ibiza, the party capital of the world. We'll pay for everything. All you have to do is party like your life depends on it while we take the whole damn adventure. And you may well have seen the Rugby League State of Origin, but Channel V is starting the Punk Band State of Origin series, where we're searching the country to find out which state has the biggest punk scene and the best local punk bands. So if you love your punk, or if you're actually in a punk band, get your ass onto our Punk Off page of the Channel V website. And while you're online, go to the Informer's website of the week. This week it's amihotornot.com, where you post pictures of yourself and perfect strangers from around the world vote on just how hot or not you actually are. A perfect place to boost your self-esteem or, on the other hand, be humiliated by millions around the globe. Don't go away, because very soon on The Informer we catch up with Regurgitator in London, plus all the latest Australian music news. But right now, it's a new clip. It's Faithless with We Come One.
Life I become bitter seeds and poison leaves without...
They're all top Aussies, and they're all with Channel V. Next weekend, get a billy full of Australia's best musical acts, from Kylie to Killing Heidi to Silverchair. And we're giving away tickets to the Byron Bay Music Festival Splendour in the Grass with Powderfinger, Pinyao and 28 Days. Watch and you could win. Top off your week with our Top Aussies Music Weekend. It's Australian made and supported by Channel V.
But the thing is, Spice Girls, we run a business together, we manage ourselves, we're the best of friends, so it's not a case of distancing each other at all, it's a case of just being mature about the fact that we want to go off and do our own thing, but then being smart enough and realising that when we come back together we have such a laugh. And you know, Spice Girls is what started us all off in the first place. So it's a mixture of everything. And I think a lot of people do forget that we are our own bosses, and as well as that, we are friends.
The lovely Mel B there chatting about going solo, but now it's time to have a look at what's happening on the local music scene. Kylie Minogue seems unstoppable at the moment, with the pint-sized pop star breaking records all over the shop. Apart from setting a new record at the Sydney Entertainment Centre with 8 shows, Kylie Minogue's 7-night stint at the Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne to over 70,000 people puts her as the most successful Aussie artist to perform there. It's a tidy bit of work, but she still has a long way to go before she reaches the record of 33 shows set by Riverdance in 1996. Super Highs had a little setback on their current national tour when bassist Drew Dredman was taken to hospital, where he was informed he was suffering from pleurisy, or fluid on the lungs. Team doctors told him to have a good lie down, and Dredman has insisted on finishing the tour. No word as yet on what sort of fluid was involved. A man from Henley Beach in Adelaide reckons he's responsible for writing hits for Shania Twain, Garth Brooks and Johnny Cash. The man known as Robert Mutt Lang submitted a document to the federal court claiming that in 1983 he co-wrote the lyrics to 14 of Twain's hits, including You're Still the One, If You're Not In It For Love and Come On Over. And now he wants his money. 7 cents for every reproduction, to be exact. I suppose you wrote Wonderwall as well, hey mate? The first album from Scandalous has been pipped at the post from debuting at #1 by a Mother's Day favourite, Michael Crawford. The pop star's album Startin' Something was second only to Michael Crawford's Disney album after kids all over the country forked out to give their mums a bit of adult contemporary gear instead of a bit of pop for themselves on Mother's Day. The final lineup for the Splendour in the Grass Festival has come in, and Michael Franti's Spearhead will now join the lineup, which includes Powderfinger, Magic Dirt, Something for Kate, Frenzal Rom, and Samoan hip-hop star King Kapisi. Splendour is on Saturday, July 21st in Byron Bay. Also touring this week, Nil Finn plays in Adelaide and Perth, Frenzal Rom are in South Australia and New Zealand, Motor Race are in WA and New South Wales, pop stars Scandalous dance live in Melbourne and Adelaide this week, and Something for Kate are in Victoria and South Australia. As well as that, you can catch the Whitlams all over New South Wales. For gig dates and details, go to channelv.com.au. Local boys Regurgitator have just finished recording their brand new album, and they're also in the charts with a new single called Fat Cop. As well as that, they're about to begin a national tour with Samoan hip-hop star King Kapisi, and the Informer managed to catch up with them in London.
We're about to visit the British Museum, which is an amazing museum. They've stolen everything from everywhere for a very long time, and I'm sure they've given nothing back. So we're going to look at that, look at some stolen property, and then we're going to go to soundcheck. So let's go. Oh, my name's Peter, by the way.
Oh, well, we found it begging on the street. You look like sorry lads, so we thought, oh, yeah.
They took pity upon me. And they put me into an intensive resume of learning how to play drums, and within 6 months, lo and behold, I can play pop music. So here I am.
We're computer nerds basically posing as rock stars.
Machines.
Yeah, so we're essentially glorified clerical workers, typists. And that's what we do when we go home after he makes all the noise. We go home and type. I don't know, it's pretty heavy.
There's no pop music on it, really?
No, it's a little bit. It's got pop sensibilities, what you call pop sensibilities, but no straight up kind of candy pop or anything like that. We've gone hard again, as opposed to being soft on our last couple. It's got a heavier, it's kind of meatier, kind of a bit chunkier. Not so much flour. Songs, probably about 13, maybe 14. Because we're a bit suspicious about that kind of thing. But there'll probably be about two instrumentals on it, and a lot of hip hop, maybe about 6 songs, hip hop orientated. Most of it was physically recorded at my house. Ben recorded a couple of his songs at his house and kind of brought them over and we spruced them up. And then we burned it all on the CDs and put it in our bags and went off to England. I think they're looking at a song called Fat Cop. It's like a hip-hop type rock tune, pretty kind of, you know, in your face kind of. I don't know, but it sounds good. Like, it's one of Ben's tunes, it'll be cool. I think I'll probably go with that first. Then we might do something a bit weirder, maybe do a kind of a Basement Jaxxy type hip-hop one with some rapping and stuff on it fast for a second single. Then maybe bring it down, do a kind of Rolling Stones type thing for a third single. I don't know. This is our song list for tonight. All the golden hits.
No chit chat, just straight into a song, out of a song, into a song, out of a song, into a song, out of a song, off. No talk.
We tried the chit chat thing, it didn't work. No one's got any chit chat.
Hanging out in the cold out the front of the Monarch, waiting for someone to give me a ticket to Regurgitator.
We got the last 4 tickets apparently last Wednesday.
Yeah.
New drummer.
Oh, new drummer? What new drummer?
Oh, true. Don't know nothing about no new drummer.
Don't switch the channel. Coming up soon, the worst and the worst of the Eurovision Song Contest. Mel B talks about going solo, but right now it's time for Regurgitator, Fat Cop. You know, I was wondering, what do people think of me?
I'll give you 10 out of 10.
You give me 10 out of 10.
10, 20.
Oh, yeah, that's where it's at.
Get to know Jabba by watching Jabba's Morning Glory. Saturdays and Sundays, 9 a.m. till 12 noon on Channel V. Jabba's Morning Glory.
It's huge.
Massive.
Check it out. To keep pigs in captivity there?
Yeah, he's only a little pig.
He's only little?
He's only like 4 weeks old. Exactly.
Now, there's also some kind of problem with a hungry dog in the house. Is that right, Amy?
Yeah.
What's
my
happened?
dog likes to eat everything, and unfortunately, he ate my Coldplay ticket.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, is that a bad thing?
Weird tactics, James. The pants are falling down. Keep going.
More fun and games of the same sort next weekend on Jabba's Morning Glory, but right now it's time to have a look at Super's take on the Eurovision Song Contest.
Last week on television, it was the Eurovision Song Contest. So, as I review the telecast, a word of warning. All the musical numbers we're about to play are pretty shocking, but that's what makes Eurovision such compelling viewing every year. Since Mercado is a Portuguese name, I was flying their flag all night long, but Portugal's entry was one of the worst of the night.
You're about to start on an unforgettable journey.
The most remarkable thing about Eurovision is the realisation that every country in the world is capable of producing a crappy pop song if they just put their minds to it. And if you can't think up an original ditty, just rip off someone else's. Here's Portugal trying their own version of Ebony and Ivory. And the copying didn't stop there. Sweden tried to relive their most famous Eurovision moment by recreating another ABBA. Spain couldn't help themselves, trying out a local version of Ricky Martin. And Poland decided to get themselves 3 Mamakasas for backup singers. If in doubt, many countries decided to go with a blonde with big boobies. Here's Croatia.
Don't break my heart, don't break my heart, don't break my heart.
Germany.
Means you'll never die.
Malta.
By the ocean, under the palm trees, you and I, walking on the beach beneath the moonlight, just like a dream that never dies.
And my personal favourite of the night, Slovenia. You got energy, baby. It may not have won the contest, but it'd make a great car commercial one day. Most disappointing entries were from 2 countries that we know can produce better pop than this. From the country that gave us Sinead O'Connor, The Cause, and U2, this is the best Ireland could come up with? And the UK can't have been serious with this sorry entry. What was wrong with getting Gary Barlow or Jerry Halliwell? SBS did what I thought was a brilliant live telecast with a group of Australian celebrity judges. Eurovision purists didn't appreciate the local content, ringing the station in droves the next day to complain about the irreverence. Sad, but many viewers out there take this very seriously.
That was a slow song. We're going to get some nightclub music.
The Aussie judges picked Lithuania as having the best song of the night.
Know that you got time, I think I'll make you
While while each European country, disqualified from voting for their own song, picked their favourites. Runner-up was Denmark for this little ditty, but the big prize was won by Estonia for what's already a forgotten pop one-hit wonder called Everybody, which means that this country has to host the sorry spectacle next year. Sucked in. Aqua closed the night with a badly mimed rendition of their worst songs.
Jones, wake up now.
While Australia shut down with Channel V regular Paul Capsis. Yes, that's me on the right waving my pink light stick. Well, you didn't think they were going to host the world's cheesiest song contest without me slipping in to scab a few vegetable samosas, did you?
Mel B is still with the Spice Girls, well, this week anyway, but up next she talks about going solo and her brand new album.
I describe my album as, you know, it's got pain in there, it's got love, it's got laughter, it's got almost hate, it's got passion, it's got everything that, you know, your average person goes through in life anyway. It's just I've chose to write about it. It's like that. My album's like that, up, down, which is me. But now I suppose I am more balanced. You know, I've got a daughter, I've sorted my personal life out, you know, my career's like perfect. I couldn't ask or wish for anything more.
You told me all I had to hear, as our love was finally here.
I'm very lucky to be able to have done what I've done on this album, and I'm very, very proud of it. And even lyrically, it's so autobiographical. I've literally gone like that. Here I am. But that's the kind of person I am anyway. So it's kind of, you've got each song tells a story and a time in my life, and you know, it's like doing your own therapy. It's more of a challenge when you do things by yourself. It's like, can I do it? Can I do it? It's more of a challenge. I'm kind of relieved that I've done it, and the songs I've got are there, and they're very meaningful to me. There's not one song on there that I'm a bit like that about. Every song I'm like, yes, I'm proud of this, I'm proud of this. And hopefully people out there will be able to identify with it, and you know, not everybody's gonna love it, but I'm proud of it and I think it's great.
Love was Mel B's money.
Well, Tell Me was the last song that I wrote on the album. The producer was Rodney Jerkins and Fred Jerkins, who have done about 80% of the Spice Girls album as well. And they're just really cool, down-to-earth people to work with. And for me, that song had to be the first one to be released, because it's very up-to-date, it's very now for me personally. And, you know, it's like it's got a groove in it that just gets your head nodding. I wouldn't say it's a bitter song. It just describes, you know, I'm vulnerable. I'm a little bit angry. I'm never ever regretful, because I don't regret anything that I've ever done in my life or my career. And it just, you know, I'm just saying, here I am. I've been through a bit of a hard time, but hey, I'm still standing and I'm getting on with things, and I've learnt my lessons. I mean, my mum came down to the video shoot. My mum was crying. She was like, wow, you know, you're there singing about a time in your life when, you know, you kind of shut everybody off and just dealt with it the best I could. Because I'm a big believer in, even though you can have your friends and family around, only you can sort yourself out. Only you can make yourself happy. You can't rely on anybody else to do that for you. At the end of the day, you know, I've got a fantastic life. I've got a fantastic job, which isn't really a job. It's what I do for a living. You know, I'm a very lucky girl, and that's down to all the fans and the support that I've had out there. You know, as an individual and as being part of a group, I've got an amazing life. I may say so myself.
Now don't forget, if you are a Spice Girls fan, our Spice Girls special on Tuesday night, where we're playing all their clips back to back. That's Tuesday night. But that's it for this evening on The Informer. Just so you can keep a bit of spice in your life, we're going to finish with Mel B and Feels So Good.
Yeah.